Here we find ourselves tonight, now stepped and set astride two worlds. The past and present do collide in recognized patterns of reminiscence and related sentimentalities. Two blank canvases with history, now painting future memories. This is a story from every corner of the earth, from every country and town, written in the lines of every frown that understands the reality of lockdown. For we are all transformed. Though I've now been informed in many different ways, having spent our days connected by our isolation. A physical transformation, new masks in the process of creation. And so we share, as a means to repair the torn threads of connection in the fabric of our lives, two stories of performance in life's circus, two journeys that concern us in the search for purpose. Two journeys separated by many variables that, however, show the turning of the tables on division and how to undergo separately when so many similarities reveal themselves. Through words that, though foreign in sound, may seem familiar, like the smell of rain in your hometown.
Where is it? What cruel fate has torn it, now to make, now broke of both purse and emotional baggage?
Now I wait. I'm sure I saw it, like smoke rising ravaged from dying cinders.
The taste and scent of it lingers.
And yet it disappears like winter's cold beach sand, slipping from my hand between my fingers.
This emptiness has found me in the darkness, emptied.
And now my best medicine, namely poetry, has and is now consistently failing me, like those in-the-moment moonlight promises that drown and then evaporate in the sea of daylight's reality. Soon, I will die. And they will say, he dried up like the mist in a misty eye that's finishing reminiscing on what's missing from the days of come what may. The victim of some bad decisions. It seems he made at least one each and every day. And so I want there to be something left. After my life is extinguished, after the last time my name is spoken with any kind of grateful, exhaled breath.
I was so sure my flight would reveal my purpose as I fled the land of the mighty Yanzi. But after this fruitless search, the truth has bubbled to the surface. It was only a flight of fancy. And now in prison, this urgent need has arisen to uncover the position of my purpose and my mission. But alas, alas, alas,
Alas, alas, alas, I see the rocky bottom. The purpose of this search is almost forgotten. This prolonged isolation and detachment, at first, oh, so sweet, has and is now like the fruit on the dying vine, turned rotten beneath my feet. My mind is slipping, losing grip and drifting in and out of view. Memories are fading and the sharpness is dipping, and I'm losing all clue. Losing all clue.
Sometimes in the performance of this live show, you gotta take a stand and say no, stop, rewind, go. I have never known division such as this.
I have never seen division like this.
I've never felt division like this,
like these fly-by-night insights that incite riots on the otherwise quiet streets of suburban minds. Illuminated by digitized, electrified signs of recently gentrified times that disavow an allowance to seek truth amongst the old-growth vines. Global echo chambers employing a poisoned vocabulary riddled with generalized discourse destroyers born of a hashtag narrative reality, the antithesis of an environment conducive to self-analyses nor finding compatibility.
This long...
Warriors morph into inquisitors wielding cancellation munitions and weaponized sensitivity. This age of outrage keeps respectful, positive communication locked up in a cage. They want communication only for validation, resisting the temptation for any kind of education.
This long
Because they're
months.
going from woke to morally broke in single strokes, painting by numbers the circling vultures of cancel culture, the professionally offended, trying to change history by smashing sculptures.
These long months of Sundays, a year bleeding into one day, reflection of the sun rays, as connected edges begin to fray, because just to look around at the sunset city, and from a distance everything, it looks just a little prettier, and we wave to each other across the rooftops, and this could be the closest we've ever been. And I can see your shattered dreams. No, I can't see your shattered dreams, but I can see the broken scenes and what's left lying in between. In trying times, we're inclined to regress and inviting coping mechanisms like comfort food, never leaving. Yeah, never leaving, but always leaving a mess. And I see the shift under changing tides. The eyes of March are now revived, and it's time to replace our sense of entitlement with some steps towards
social enlightenment. And we can start by singing together. I'm feeling. I'm feeling. I'm feeling. You see, it's the rocks at the bottom of that deep barrel that bring the shock of the forgotten demons you still need to battle. And those demons you thought already defeated, now they return too to scream your secrets. And they're like old enemies revisiting regrets I've neglected to respect. Or are these just the sick tricks of my mind? Are these just the sick tricks of my mind? Remembering that freedom feeling that you once had. Because it's okay if you've been feeling bad and sad, like you're slowly going fucking mad.
And it's okay to be craving human touch.
And it's okay to say that this is not enough.
And it's okay to be demotivated.
And it's okay to feel like you've stagnated. And it's okay to be creatively deflated. I'm feeling. I'm feeling.
We've all been sitting sick of this isolation, suffocation, accusations of annihilation across every nation. Illegal association, self-righteous indignation. Time proves it's just
self-flagellation. And I've got hope,
but not much optimism. Tomorrow's vision will be through a new type of prism, a new schism risen from uncertainty. And so I ask myself,
who are you gonna be
when you're finally,
when you are finally set free? Who are you going to be?
Who are you going to be
when you are finally,
set free?
Who are you going to be? Who are you going to be? Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you going to be?
I'm feeling.
When you are finally set free.
I'm feeling.
Who are you going to be?
I'm feeling.
Who are you? Who are you?
I searched for purpose, back and forth, with all my might. And there in blackness of my heart, I thought I saw a guardian light. I followed through, all objects shining, attractive forms and golden linings, amazing shapes, uneven sizes, all seemed just right. But what's behind it? A question echoed deep within, I didn't dare to ask, and started making my way through to what seemed like a must. The fame, success, and recognition. A place to channel ego's missions and all the wealthy ammunition. Creative endeavors of matters and friends seem to share my side. All things so glamorous and fine. Yet, deep within, I saw no light. I lost my track. I dwelled and dwelled, not knowing where, not knowing how, and most of all, for what was I to overcome my inner struggles when within I felt so miserable still. It all felt fake. But I ignored it. I wanted more. I kept maneuvering from empty feeling that grew more and hoped that the next big turn will bring what I so longed for. Oh, lust. How foolish was I to believe that things externally could ever bring me any type of lasting joy. Another mindless ploy. There in the dark, I was alone. He sat and wept on bedroom floor. Not being able to let go. Not having strength to push it through. No power, shaky and confused. I reached to where I'd never been, that light that was my own. I clearly heard a loving tone. That loving tone that was my own. I dried my tears. I left behind all that I'd known to go and find that loving tone. That loving tone that was my own. A year had passed. All ups and downs have bruised my very soul. But wounds that once had bled me dry are now detached and stitched and stored. Unraveled down my fake excuses and goals that once achieved just felt so useless. The goals that weren't even mine. So empty, broken, glorified. All that I once believed in, hoped for, now seemed like dead end joke. The purpose. Where was I to find it? I searched the stars and skies, through jungle trials and pavement tiles. I searched in ocean waves and solitude that hurts inside. I tried to see if purpose was in someone else's eyes. But that, as always as before, had only led me far behind. And then, one day, or very few, it dawned on me, as if a rock has fallen from the sky, that purpose always has it been within my very sight. The purpose, simple as it sounds, is only just to live and find that little something every day to see and smile, to let one be, to rise and shine for, climb and fall, sometimes to walk, sometimes to crawl, to find our way to where we were and never ever stop appreciating what it is we've got. My story coming to an end, don't you go searching far ahead, for that I've tried. The purpose, love and joy and bliss are closer than you'd know, and you won't miss. Reach out. Touch that faith within your very soul, within your only soul.
The 6 stages of grief. The stages of grief are a popular model often used to examine the many complicated emotions surrounding loss. These stages include 1, shock and denial. This is a state of disbelief and numbed feelings.
'Having mastered the art of making bad decisions, of constructing self-made prisons in the shape of social panopticism, left bereft by the theft of purpose that perhaps never even existed. Imposter syndrome again resurfaced as the isolation persisted. And by a loss of hope is driven home a new type of fear of the new type of unknown, of uncertainty. Every ghost month that passes brings more shades of grey to these rose-coloured glasses, now lacking in urgency,
2, pain and guilt. You may feel that the loss is unbearable and that you're making other people's lives harder because of your feelings and needs.
With a heart of lead, not dead, but heavy, emotions levied by the embankments of deflection, constructed in a flood of legally mandated disconnection and structured in a defense of any kind of introspection.
3, depression. This may be a period of loneliness and isolation during which you process on and reflect upon the loss.
Good days. Anything is possible. Bliss as comfortable as an old pair of running shoes that know the soles of my feet more intimately than I do. And in the space between an in-breath and an out-breath of God, we dance to the sounds of the sun, where all our friends are beautiful and we are all one. But on the bad days, I don't want to be awake. Nano naps become emotional energy, entropy traps with tree-like movement, passion saps as purpose dies. Like the slow suicide of cigarettes. Focused on a sizzle reel of selected regrets.
4, the upward turn. At this point, the earlier stages of grief like pain and anger have died down, and you're left in a calmer and more relaxed state.
It's time to face this demotivation. This stagnant staycation in the self-doubt hotel, stuck deep down in a rut like in Murakami's well. And so, even if only with baby steps, as leaps of faith begin to be leapt, back to the world my heart has crept, now knowing that my purpose is to connect.
5, reconstruction and working through. You can begin to put pieces of your life back together and carry forward.
And so I sing for all of those who have lost their way. I sing for all those who have lost their belief. I sing for our connected purpose. And I sing for our collective grief. I will fight for those who never had a voice. I will fight for those who were never given a choice. I will fight for those for whom respect was left on the shelf. In the end, you know, it's easier than fighting for myself. It's easier than fighting for myself.
6, acceptance and hope. This is a very gradual acceptance of the new way of life and a feeling of optimism for the future.
And then I rediscovered my purpose. A rhythmic melody of words in R1 when I bathed in the power of our connection. And then I rediscovered my purpose when, in a studio in Tokyo, I met art again. In a studio in Tokyo, I met art again. And it was like meeting a long-lost friend for the first time again and again and again and again. Because with art, every time is inspired, just like that first time. And art, she touched my heart in ways unexpectedly, and now she lingers there in perpetuity, dancing and singing and butterfly winging me painfully, pleasantly. And art, she told me about her favorite films and of the music that makes her lose it and how she decided to choose it, this artist's life. And I could see Amelie superimposed over anime and neon glowing pieces of me with blurred blue lines. Lost in translation, whispered goodbye times that clear up any confusion as art sits smiling next to me, sharing in my sake. And I felt the bioelectric pulse then spark as art led me by the hand through the after dark lit streets of Shinjuku's Golden Gai. And suddenly art was everywhere. A scent on my clothes and in my hair, on paper canvas, in ancient quotes, on wood and food, and on lampposts, and endless on izakaya walls. Art spoke silently through humanity's worldview, and through art's eyes I saw a more beautiful version of myself and of all of you. And by then I could already see, because by then art was all over me, whispering in my ear and snatching glances at my periphery. That butterfly fluttering lightness of endless possibility, of senses tensing in the tightness of anticipated glee. Yeah, I felt art that night, and art, she felt me.
Иногда я встречаю богиню.
Sometimes I meet God.
Она неожиданно появляется в отблесках света,
Suddenly appearing in light,
музыке,
in music,
словах.
in words.
Она не приходит даже когда я зову.
She doesn't even come if I call her.
Исчезает столь же неожиданно.
And she disappears at the drop of a hat.
Люди говорят, что она богиня театра,
People say she's a god of theater.
но я не ограничиваю ее этим понятием.
I don't stick to talking about her like that.
Когда я встречаю ее, то ощущаю, будто стою на открытом, просторном лугу, босоногая.
When I meet her, I feel like I'm standing barefoot on airy, open grassland.
Трава такая влажная,
It's so lush,
такая приятная.
so comforting.
Вдруг я чувствую себя музыкой,
I feel like I am music.
и все вокруг становится прекрасным.
Everything becomes beautiful.
У меня за спиной крылья свободы.
I've got the wings of a free spirit,
И мои ноги
And my feet,
руки.
my hands,
И каждая клеточка тела чувствует.
every single
Твое
pore
тело.
is full of feeling and balance.
Я бегу.
I run.
А затем я отталкиваюсь от земли и взлетаю в самое небо.
Then I kick the sky into the air.
Неважно, как высоко я парю, мои крылья не растают.
No matter how high I fly, my wings won't melt.
Я сжимаюсь и подтягиваюсь,
I flex and stretch,
и звук ее раздается в моей груди,
and she echoes in my chest,
костях
bones
и плоти.
and flesh.
Я в порядке.
I'm all right.
Я единая с землей.
And I'm here with the earth.
Art stares to and through me, and I imagine her fighting with her past, and joy emerging from moments that were previously sparse as she dances ecstatic improvisation on the grass stage of Minami Ikebukuro Park. And I want to make art see through my eyes, to filter my senses from her sighs, to be with those who know, who believe that art lives in the heart and she is worn on the sleeve. And art, she reawoke in me the second time she spoke to me, and every single time subsequently, a base reaction to the unforeseen passion of endless possibility. And even though I left art standing on that platform in Shinjuku, our meeting reminded me of the most real of real truths. That she has always been here with me, waiting patiently to be set free from behind the walls of a locked heart. And now etched permanently in a tattoo on my arm. In a tattoo on my arm. In a tattoo on my arm. In a tattoo on my
And now it is time for your part in the creation of tonight's creative art. step up and join us. And please impart your thoughts, your impressions, your emotions, maybe even some expression of a confession of your obsessions. Let your head and hands be led by your heart. Take up these instruments, these weapons, and feel as this music of connection does start. Stand and join the stage. Become the story. Express your life as you impart the beautiful you. You as a work of art. We players would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, our new friends, and let you know as our story ends, we wouldn't change a thing if we did it all again.
You know I can't take away your pain, and I know it'll never be the same. All I wanna do is explain that I wouldn't change a thing if we did it all again.
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 You know I can't take away your pain, and I know it'll never be the same. All I wanna do is explain that I wouldn't change a thing if we did it all again.
If we did it all again.
If we did it all again.
If we did it all again. Pitter patter little feet, but not that kind of baby. No more than a maybe, not enough to change me. Can never truly know what another's trying to show. Best guess just leaves the rest of messing out tomorrows. I will fight for those who never had a voice. I will fight for those who were never given a choice. I will fight for those for whom respect was left on the shelf. In the end, you know it's easier than fighting for myself.
And my heartstrings ring and I'm listening to that little ray of sunshine sing.
The melody that I just had to bring.
Cause in the end you know I couldn't change a thing. No, I can't take away your pain, and I know it'll never be the same. All I wanna do is explain that I wouldn't change a thing if we did it all again.
If we did it all again.
If we did it all again.
If we did it all again. You see, it doesn't matter what you think, it's what you understand. And you will never win that race if you keep tripping with that plan. You gotta make a moment, make peace with yourself. You gotta chase a wealth of knowledge, not a knowledge of wealth. And so I will fight for those who never had a voice. I will fight for those who were never given a choice. I will fight for those for whom respect was left on the shelf. In the end, you know it's easier than fighting for myself.
My heartstrings ring and I'm listening to that little ray of sunshine sing.
That I just had to bring.
Cause in the end you know I couldn't change a thing. No, I can't take away your pain, and I know it'll never be the same. All I wanna do is explain that I wouldn't change a thing if we did it all again.
If we did it all again.
If we did it all
If we
again.
did it all again.
Your pain, and I know it'll never be the same. All I wanna do is explain that I wouldn't change a thing if we did it all again.
If we did it all again.
If we did it all again.
If we did it all again. Oh, no, I can't take away your pain, and I know it'll never be the same. All I wanna do is explain that I wouldn't change a thing
if we did it all.
if we did it all again.
If we did it all.
If we did it all again. see your feelings come out today. It's no problem, keep it flowing your way. When you know it's time to say, it's no problem what you've got to throw away, away, away. You've got no reason to be scared when you are here with the people who care. And there's no more time to cry. Don't wonder why it's got to feel this high. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da 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 da. Hey. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da 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 da. My insignificant self surmises that surprises seem in measure, with disguises that are tethered to wear well only in fair weather. Connections, they're a treasure, perhaps treasured more when they are missed, leaving the lingering layers of flavored pleasure in regret's bittersweet kiss. This is the context in which we miss. This is the context in which we miss. In which we miss. In which we miss. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for coming out here tonight, supporting art in Bangkok. It's been very, very awesome.
Thank you so much.
It's been awesome to perform for you. We're very grateful. Make some noise for Sato and Art Space, and Mike here always does an incredible job supporting artists. We want to thank you guys for doing your part in making tonight's art. We couldn't have done it without you. This couldn't have been completed unless you came and made some noise on our bodies. While you're doing it, make some noise for Tanya over here. Wonderful job. And so for our narrator and guide, our Gandalf Betsy. Our wonderful in-house painter here, June. Make a lot of noise for her. And this lady undercover right here was our stage manager, Shana. Please make some noise for her. She made my life so much better. And finally, over there in the corner, our in-house musician, our musical director, the man that makes it happen. And my name's Rory. In which we miss. This is the context in which we miss. We already miss you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. In which we miss. Oh, this is the context in which we miss. In which we
Papito de la verga. I'm from heaven. I just fell from the sky.